What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So as you can clearly see, the title of the broadcast, and yeah, we're going to reach back a year ago. I think it was around May. This tragic situation happened. A young soldier, young lady that's a soldier, she was deleted in Tennessee at her home and things like that. And yeah, now they're finding out what actually happened and they're breaking it down. So we're going to recap at first, and then we're going to go to the latest developments. All right, then. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Stunned, the word used by an officer at Fort Campbell about the off-post death of a young soldier. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Carrie Sharp. The victim, Katia Duenas Aguilar, was found dead in a home in Clarksville over the weekend. The young soldier is also a mother. News Channel 5's Hannah McDonald talked to several people who are shocked about her death.
Friends of Katia Duenas Aguilar cannot make sense of the Army soldier's suspicious death. The Fort Campbell Private First Class apparently lived in this Clarksville apartment complex with at least one roommate. Her home at the center is said to be the same place she was found dead on Saturday night. According to police, around 8:30 at night, they responded to an ambulance call here on Tiny Town Road. From what they could see, detectives determined the 23-year-old was killed by someone else. Apparently, the soldier was discovered by a friend. That friend told me her body was found in a locked bedroom. Duenas Aguilar from outside Dallas, Texas, completed basic combat training and advanced individual training at Fort Eisenhower. She entered the active duty Army in 2018.
I had a conversation with someone in the Army. It sounds like this young soldier was a hard worker with a lot of potential.
She also was a single mom. She had a 4-year-old son. I asked Clarksville police about him and was told the soldier was the only victim in this situation. A friend said genuine was the best word to describe the soldier. Another said she would do anything for someone she cared about.
Because she's that type of person, something, she had it and they needed it more, she would give it to them.
In a statement, the Army said her death stunned them. Clarksville police say this is an ongoing investigation, and because of that, they cannot give out any more information at this time. Hannah McDonald, News Channel 5.
Hannah, thank you. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Clarksville police.
Okay, so we're going to stop it there because obviously we're going to move on, and they've got more information now and things like that they need to have. So listen, look, here we go. We're going to check this part out and see what's going on with the update.
Breaking news alert. 8 months after a Clarksville soldier was stabbed to death, 2 people have now been charged. Good evening, I'm Courtney Allen. Katia Duenas Aguilar was found dead in her home back in May. Steve Mailing talked with her family today as the arrests come to light.
It's been 8 months since the Aguilar family's lives were turned upside down.
For us, it's not really easy. It is really hard.
Back in May, Clarksville police found Katia Duenas Aguilar dead inside her home. Police say she was stabbed over 50 times.
I am not sure why they killed my daughter like that.
Carmen Aguilar has been asking herself that question since she found out what happened to her daughter, all while caring for her daughter's 4-year-old son.
He missed his mom. He started missing her because the last time when I talked to him, he said, I want Katia to come back. They took away the best part of his life. Why? I'm in pain because my little boy. I'm in pain because of my daughter. And these persons never think about that.
Clarksville police have now charged 2 people, 40-year-old Reynaldo Cruz and 35-year-old Sofia Rodas, with Katia's murder. Both are charged with tampering with evidence. Rodas is facing a first-degree murder charge. While Katia's death left their family with a massive hole, they want people to remember Katia for the hero she was, the mother she became for her son, and the light she brought to everyone's lives.
She's like the sun, so every day I just, look up at her and I just feel like she's still there. I just try not to feel alone because she wouldn't let me be alone whenever she was still here.
The family says what they need now is support for justice in her case. They say they can't see it through on their own.
I just want justice. Justice.
For WSMV4.
So That's the update in the situation right there. This is a shame and this is a tragedy that, you know, things like this go down. And it took 8 months in order to figure this shit out. This is wild.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
This is wild. You know, I don't know. I would think that, you know, due to her being in the Army, I think, you know, they would have, you know, better investigating tactics and things like that to move the case a little bit more faster. You know, 8 months, that's a pretty long time, but you know, sometimes I guess it kind of works that way. But let's go here now and let's see what's happening here, because yeah, obviously they have 2 individuals in custody that are being charged with the crime, and it's a shocking twist to the situation. Let's go here now.
2 people are now facing charges months after the death of a Mesquite soldier found stabbed nearly 70 times. 23-year-old Katia Duenas Aguilar was found dead in May of last year at the Tennessee home where she was living in. 2 people are charged, a woman who Aguilar's family says was a friend of hers, and a man who family members didn't know was her husband up until her death.
Hold on.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Here we go. Now, this is the thing here, and this is the point I want to talk about, things like that. That's why I said it was a shocking twist to the situation. You know, this is crazy to me. How did she not even tell her family that she was married to this dude right here? You know, I don't know whether it was shame or, you know, may not have been shame, or did she not have time enough to alert her family that she was married? I mean, first off, I don't even know how you don't tell your people, your loved ones that raised you and things like that, that you are married to somebody. And this goes for both male and female. Like, what are we doing here? And then at the same time, too, where did this Sophia was supposed to allegedly a family friend. So she was actually friends with the young lady and the young lady side of the family. So how did she link up with the alleged husband here and things like that? How do you not tell your family that you've gotten married? One of the most, you know, pivotal times in your life, one of the most supposed to be happiest moments in your life, and you don't even alert your family. And this is crazy.
Her death. Fox 4's David Centendry is live now with the new details in this case. Hey, David.
Hey, Casey. Yeah, the victim's sister tells me her family has been suspicious of these 2 people who were just now arrested ever since day 1, right after the murder. A motive, however, is not exactly clear.
She was just starting, you know.
Katia Aguilar, a U.S. Army soldier from Mesquite who was stationed at a base on the Tennessee-Kentucky border, was just 23 years old when she was killed last May.
She was found in her apartment.
Stabbed 68 times. Now, the 2 people charged in connection to her murder are the 2 people Aguilar's family has been suspicious of.
We were contacted by those same people. Those were the people who reached out to us before the police did.
35-year-old Sofia Rodas is charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence. Cecilia Aguilar Ruiz says her sister called Rodas a friend.
She would tell me I have this friend who's helping me out.
Aguilar's husband, 40-year-old Reynaldo Salinas Cruz, is also charged with tampering. The thing is, Aguilar's family says they did not know she was married and had not heard of Cruz until he called them to break news of her death.
How is this possible? Listen, look out there, ladies and gentlemen, it's not safe to roll off somewhere and be married to people that your family and your bloodline don't even know about. Listen, I don't understand this. You know, I don't come from this type of thought process. Like, you know, when I decide to put a ring on some woman's finger or something like that, like, my family is going to definitely know about it, and her family is going to know about it. Like, it's not going to sit here and I'm going to, you know, go off and, you know, elope or things like that, and my people don't know And I mean, regardless of what, eventually your people is going to find out. They're going to have to come around at some point. How did her mother not even know? Or her sister? Like, I don't understand. See, this is where the shock comes in at. What was she into dealing with this dude right here and things like that, to where she felt like she couldn't tell her family that she was married? What was going on behind the scenes? Now, I'm not saying that this young lady deserved to be, deleted or anything like that. No, that's not the case, because no, obviously not. And it's just amazing to me that you don't tell your family that you are married. That's a huge situation.
They say Cruz claimed police first notified him because he was her husband.
That's when we found out.
The two were served indictments on Friday, but were already in federal custody on unrelated charges not directly associated with the murder.
So they already was criminals out here.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Wow. So she married a criminal. Jesus Christ, man. I wish y'all women would stop liking these thugs out here. I don't know. This is a new age thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That, the women on mass are just so engaged with, the men that are engaged in definitely illegal activity and things like that. Once upon a time, it was something else. But yeah, I've been there. I've played both sides of the field, so I know about how it is when you are living, the thug life versus, living the square life. But yeah, though, man, please, how can she just leave her family out the loop like that and not? So, from my thought process, obviously, from what little bit here we could just obtain, she must have knew that her family was not going to approve of it, but she still wanted what she wanted. And sad part about this situation is that it cost her life. Seriously. Because from whatever was going on, obviously he linked up with the so-called family friend, and they got together and they did her in, which is crazy.
We were very confused. And to hear this now, ever since the beginning, we've just had this suspicion like that it had to be them.
Investigators have not released a motive or described the evidence which led to the indictments of Cruz and Rodas. Aguilar joined the Army after graduating North Mesquite High. She finished basic training in 2019. She leaves behind a 4-year-old son.
They didn't think of her kid, my nephew.
And she leaves behind family members who want her to be remembered as more than a murder victim.
To remember her as a very caring person, very bright person, full of laughter, sunshine.
Investigators have not said what those unrelated charges are that they were holding those two suspects on all this time. We'll work to learn more information, but for now, Casey, I'll send it back to you.
All right, so this is where we at right now. And yeah, this is very tragic. I like I keep saying, I don't understand how she didn't let her family know that she was married to this guy and things like that. And how this guy and the so-called family friend linked up and did her in like that. And then what was the damn motive for doing this? Like what was the problem? What was the issue? It truly makes no sense, but at least they have found out who actually was responsible for this type of situation and things like that. And yeah, these people need to be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.